What's going on, guys? Caleb here today. In today's video we're going to be talking about 5 reasons why I think the Challenger is still great. And at this moment we've currently passed 220 subscribers right now, and I want to thank each and every one of you guys for your continued support. I appreciate you guys on that. And with that being said, let's get into the video. So coming in at number 5 on this list is definitely going to have to be something that completes the 2011 2014 Challenger models, and that's going to have to be the HIDs. So if you guys are familiar with the earlier Challenger year models, which is the 08 to 10, they came with the standard halogen headlights, and when you compare them side by side with the 2011 to 2014 HIDs on this one, it definitely completes the look of the car, man. It changes completely everything. And not only that, I just feel like it gives it like more of a menacing appearance, just the way they're designed. Like if we take a closer look over here, we can see, yes, there's a lot of chrome over here involved, definitely, but just the outlines and all the designs over here, and especially over here with the yellow lights, man, they just look killer at night. And one of my favorite things about driving with the HIDs on at night is the fact that everybody thinks that you're driving with the high beams on, and you know, that just goes to show you how bright these lights actually are at night, and the fact that, you know, they're just super bright, and they're pretty cheap to replace the bulbs. They're only about $140, I think, for a pair, which is pretty nice. So coming in at number 4 on this list is gonna have to be pretty much one of the most important aspects about daily driving a manual transmission car, and that's gonna have to do with how the clutch is. Now this clutch in this car is very light, and it's moderately short in travel length. So if you guys are practically new to driving manual and you have a friend that has a car like this, I recommend learning out of this, because not only do you have a well-balanced clutch, but you can also feel the biting point from when the clutch starts to engage, which is pretty nice, and you're gonna get the hang of it with no problem. I also do want to mention that the pistol grip shifter from the factory, at least that's what Dodge calls it when it came out in 2011, because it kind of looks like you're holding a gun over here with the ridges right here by the end. So number 3 on this list is gonna have to be how luxury this car actually feels. The fact that, like I said before, it makes it great for learning manual in this car, and I'm gonna show you guys a couple throws on how it looks like. There's from first to second to third to fourth. It goes into gear right away with no problem, and the shifts are pretty crisp as well. But the only thing that I really don't like about that is the fact that it takes like a second to go into each gear, so when you're trying to bang gears on this, when you really can't. So number 3 on this list is gonna have to be how luxury this car actually feels. And really, guys, not a moment ever goes by when I feel like this interior is feeling outdated for what it is, because keep in mind, this came out 7 years ago, and if you want to look at it into further perspective, it's almost been a decade since this car's been out. And the fact that the interior still feels pretty modern, I think it's due to the fact that, you know, the gauges look over here, they look pretty nice. They're pretty boring, because they're trying to be reminiscent of the 70s Challenger, just like the whole exterior design as well as the badging right here that looks pretty sick. I feel like a key role in this, and the fact that it still feels pretty modern for what it is due to the fact that Dodge included the Uconnect touchscreen display, which is pretty nice for the time being. And if we look over here, we know we have plenty of options, which is pretty cool. You can go to fuel, food and drink, look up American restaurants like Rick's Burgers, Mix's Burgers. But to be honest, you know, I'm just showing you guys some of the features over here, because I don't use this shit at all. You know, I have my phone for this. The fact that you even have like airport shit, which is pretty cool. Look, you can go to auto rentals as well. You know, that's freaking luxury, man. So on top of having that pretty nice touchscreen display, which is about the size of my iPhone 8, if you want to look into comparison on that, we also have, yes indeed, we have driver and passenger heated seats. Now that's a pretty big deal for being 2011. The Mustangs and the Camaros, I believe, did not come with that option, which is pretty cool. And I really do use this, because you also have 2 settings over here. You have high setting and you have a low setting, which is pretty nice. But the fact that, you know, these leather seats do not help at all, because they just make your back turn into a sauna. But I don't know if I'm just weird, but I really like the way it feels. So this is a pretty big one right here, and the fact that the new Camaros don't even come with this option is the fact that you have not 1, not 2, but 3 individual door garage openers, which work fantastic pretty much most of the time, and I really never had a problem with this failing on me. This is a side note right here, but the fact that this, I don't know what kind of system this car has, but this system is amazing, and there's no need to replace any subwoofers or add any stereo system, because it sounds amazing from the factory. So the last thing on what makes this car actually feel modern is the fact that it comes with a sunroof, and you also have the option, you know, to close it and open it as well with this little heat protector over there. And as you can tell, I have it vented to the side, which allows for some cool air to come in and cool the cabin, which is pretty nice on a hot sunny day such as today. And it's actually 72 degrees outside, which is pretty damn hot. I also have the option to slide it all the way out. But yeah, I definitely love that option, man. If you guys are looking to buy a Challenger, definitely do not go with one that doesn't come with a sunroof. You absolutely need this thing. So for the second thing on this list on whether the 2011 Challenger is still great is the fact that the way the 5.7 liter sounds. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with the exhaust system setup that I have on my car, it's basically a straight pipe from the cat all the way towards the back. And I know if some of you guys want to be technical and say that, you know, it's not a true straight pipe because I still have the catalytic converters on the car. And I agree with you guys, you know, I still do have the cast on, and that's really due to emission purposes, and I don't want to deal with the check engine light. And I really don't know how to take the check engine light off if I do take off the cast. So, you know, that's already going to be a struggle. It's perfectly fine with the way the car sounds. And if I do go with an exhaust system, it's going to be with the SLP loudmouth. So I feel like I'm talking way too much, and I'm just going to let the exhaust note speak for itself. So coming in at number 1 on this list is gonna have to be, I really do love the exterior styling and the size of this vehicle. I truly do think that this is the closest thing that we're gonna get to the 70s Challenger in the past, and I think that's primarily due to the fact that the way the headlights look pretty much identical to the 70s Challengers. And if you want to go into further perspective, the 2015 ones, they look modern, but the fact that they have newer style headlights and tail lights, it kind of makes it in its own league, and it kind of like strays away from the past. And I actually really do love the way the fact that this car is big, and this car wouldn't be the same as it is today if it wasn't as big as we have it now. And some of the pluses about having a big ass car is the fact that you have a lot of trunk space over here. And I'm just gonna give you guys a little example of how big this trunk actually is. And there it is, man. You have massive trunk space, and on top of that you can also fold the seats and just stuff more shit in here. And if we take a look over here in the trunk, we can see that yes, this is where the spare tire goes, but I took it off because I really don't have that shit, and I have AAA, you know, if I ever need a spare tire. But the fact that, you know, you even have more room over here in the back. I have the old ass exhaust tips if you saw the last video that I did, a couple vests and some towels. But the fact that, you know, how you have massive trunk space in here is amazing. Another big positive thing about having a gigantic ass car such as this one is the fact that you can actually fit human beings in the back seat of the car. We take a look over here, we can see that, you know, they have plenty of room, and this is not a 4-seater, this is actually a 5-seater. You have 1, 2, 3 seats over here in the back. So this is by far my favorite angle of the car, as we can take a look at it from the side profile view. And I know some people say it looks like a boat on water, or it looks like a house on wheels, but I really do love the fact that this car looks like a rectangle. And if we're being honest, you know, I really like the way I have it set up with the gloss black wheels, and on top of that you can see the red brake calipers and the drilled and slotted rotors that came from the factory. They look pretty sick over here. And the way I have it going on with the splitter and the black hood, as well as the red Dodge emblem, which looks pretty sick on the roof. And then moving along to the rear over here, we can say yes, I still do have the window louvers from when you saw that awful video, and the wicker bill, which is amazing. And the quad tubes, man. The quad tube just set it off, but I wish I kind of still had a diffuser on there. And a little backstory on what happened to the diffuser. I was driving on the freeway, right? And you know how this car sits really low, and this car actually just bounced with the diffuser on the back, and then it just bounced back up, and the screws came out of place, and I was dragging that shit across the freeway the whole entire time, and it was just sparking everywhere. And I just had to rip it off and say, you know, I wasted my money on that. And if you guys are looking to buy that, just don't, man. Save yourself like $350 and don't buy that. So with that being said, hopefully you liked this video. If you do, be sure to hit that like button or that dislike button if you didn't like it. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.